Darling, do you feel like you're living in your sister's shadow? Yes! America's Next Top Model cycle, I don't know. It's the new one with Rita Ora, and I'm reviewing this episode. So come along. Let's get into this review. What? Let's get into this review. So this episode opens up with the girls coming back from elimination, and I just want to address this. How do these girls become best friends so easily? It's not saying that becoming best friends is hard, but there should be work. Or maybe, you know what? They throw around the word friend and best friend way too easily for me. You guys are not friends. You're not best friends. You're co-workers. You're competitors. So she's my best friend in the house. She's my best friend. We're going to be friends forever. Maybe, but right now, the best friend thing, throw that away. Or maybe it's the producers pushing this, because when I was like 21, I wasn't calling girls my best friend. But I'm also an introvert, and I didn't really like people then. I don't really like people now. Corianne is really upset about the critiques that she received. You know, she feels like she's walking in her supermodel mother. Why did I do that? That was so shady. Her supermodel mother's footsteps. Yeah, you are. That's how you got on the show. That is your storyline. So don't get upset now because the producers didn't know until you told them. So that was when you agreed to be on this TV show, and when you shared that your mother was a supermodel back in the day, they put you on because that was going to be your storyline. So don't try to escape it now when you use that to get on the show. But then she did drop some tea when she said that her mother didn't raise her. Her father raised her in Bali. What's the tea on that? Because let me tell you something. For a man to raise a child when the mother is still in the picture, something going on. You don't tear our babies from us easily. So what's the tea, Corianne? What's the tea? Then Chris Leanne is complaining about her sex pot critiques. You know, her comment is, well, I'm Latina. I have a big butt, and something about how she arches her back. Whatever. First of all, don't blame you being a sex pot on being Latina. Do not play into stereotypes on this show or in life or on a national TV stage. Like, don't do that. That is not sexy is not a Latina trait. It's a Latina stereotype. They label you as sexy because you walk in with your back arched and your butt out. Let me tell you something. That's a hood trick. That's a hood trick. All girls who don't have a big butt arch the back. You got to arch the back. You got to put the hands out because it gives the illusion with the arched back that you got a big butt. Hood trick. That's how you get a fine hood. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna give it to you. But I'm saying that's how you get a hood dude. You know, you gotta make it look like you got a big butt, or a man of a particular culture who likes big behinds. If you don't have that, and that's the type of dude that you're interested in, you do the arch. That's what you do. I don't do it, of course not. And you can't come in to your first meeting with them with coochie cutters on. Your shorts look like jean panties. That's what they look like when you walked into this interview to meet them. And not only did you have on the jean panties, you had the arch, and you was talking like this. And so you were talking with your body and all of this. It wasn't a Latina thing. No tea, no shade. It was an Instagram hoe thing. And again, I'm pro hoe. So I'm not coming down on you for that. But that's the problem with Instagram for women. Women on Instagram, if you have a lot of followers, you have to be extremely creative, already famous before you get to the gram, or you gotta be a little sex kitten, okay? You gotta do it. So you are getting your followers and your notoriety from spread eagle on a, on a pixelated picture, or, arching your behind and, putting the titties right on the timeline. You know what I mean? So you can't say that they're throwing this image on you when you put that out there. Again, it's nothing wrong with it. But don't act like you have a problem with it when that's how you got here. You girls have these storylines, and then you get upset when the storyline is being played out. You approach the producers as a sex kitten. Corianne, you came to the producers as, my mother is a supermodel. These are your storylines. Walk in it and deal with it. Don't try to abandon it on episode 3. So that's the problem. Like, Instagram modeling is not high fashion modeling. So you have to learn how to do that. There ain't nothing with being an Instagram model. I, for one, am not against it. I feel like it gives women of a particular, culture and class who probably would not have those opportunities to get some sort of notoriety in the modeling world. It's a different type of modeling, so I had nothing against it. But don't try to shade it now or try to move away from it now that you're in an arena that looks down upon it. Own it. Own it. I'm a sexy Latina. Okay? I arch my back. You don't want me to arch my back? I could push it in, but I could still be sexy. Where is Tyra? We need Tyra! Courtney and the twins and Marissa get into an argument because she's asleep and she wants everybody to leave her room. I can see both sides of this. First of all, Courtney, you do play the victim a lot. A lot, honey. You are going to have to toughen it up if you want to be in this industry because, the modeling world, entertainment industry, they don't give a damn about your soul. So you have to, girl, you want to toughen it up. You can't be weak sauce out there. They will take advantage of you. She gets upset because she's sick and she wants everybody to wrap it up. First of all, you don't talk to people like that. You're also in a room that you share. So you can't have your personal time when you want it. If everybody in a room is up, unfortunately, because you're in a dorm situation, you kind of got to be up. Or you have to find a different way to say it to people. You can't be like, when are you guys going to wrap it up because I'm sick? You can't say that. You could be like, oh, guys, I'm feeling so sick. I'm tired. I just want to lay down and go to bed. I'm so sorry. Could you guys keep it down? And then, and then walk into, what, you can't even kick people out their own room. You know what, Courtney? There was no way that was going to work out for you. Never mind. You probably should have just got your covers, got some earplugs, and laid on a couch and maybe said to your roommate, when everybody leaves, can you just let me know? Because I'm just so tired. I want to be in the conversation, but I'm not feeling well. Something like that. However, the twins, who are highly emotional for being, and I just have to say it, Black women, you guys are really like fragile to be sisters. Y'all just take everything to 100. You know what I mean? Black women are normally in a sea of women. We're normally like the sensible ones, like the ones who got like a cool head, the ones who can like deal with some things because we deal with a lot. You guys are so like, you drop a pin and you're like, ah! Like, calm it down. Where did you guys grow up? Marissa takes it to another level when she starts to argue with Courtney about it. And then I feel like Marissa was doing that to be strategic. Storyline. Storyline, camera time. Do what you got to do, Marissa. Get your coin, sis. Benefit from this. They get a Rita call and they meet with Rita and she lets them know that this is a makeover episode, which I was so excited about. Every America's Next Top Model season cycle or whatever, the makeover episode has always been my favorite because nothing is more hilarious than seeing models having a meltdown over hair dye. Like, nothing is more hilarious than that. So I was really excited about it, but I will address this one thing, this one issue that I had, Miss Rita Ora. Alec Weck's signature look was not her shaved head. You ain't want to say it, but I'ma tell it. It was her beautiful, her gorgeous, dark, blue-black skin. That's really the true tea there. And it's nothing wrong with that. I love seeing models like Naomi Campbell and Alec Weck. That made me feel empowered to see them sashay down the aisles with that beautiful dark skin as someone who has been blessed with this Ebony Godiva realness work. I was really excited to see that. So I'm kind of bothered by that, but I guess maybe with the times that we're in, the really sensitive racial times, they maybe wanted to keep that out, but that wasn't accurate. Alec Weck's signature look is her God-given beautiful black skin. She was famous for that because it was a type of darkness for black people that Americans weren't used to seeing. It was odd to them. So that's why that was her signature look. I didn't like that you kept that out because that was very important. The first breakdown of the day goes to Cherish, who was just like, this is virgin hair. Do you know what'll happen when they touch my virgin hair? Sis, we don't care. Like, if you don't want your skin, your hair, your eyes, your feet, your butt, any parts of you to be touched, don't be a model. A model, in a sense, and let's just be real, is a hanger. Like, they are a hanger. That's why they're very, very skinny. Because it's, first of all, it's cheap to make the clothing if it's a really small size. And also, they're supposed to look like a hanger. So you are, in a sense, kind of, I don't want to say invisible. You know, until you get to that supermodel level where it's just like, you know, people are recognizing you facially, but you, as a model, we're looking at how the clothes fit. You rarely get to the model's face. You have, and that's fine because that's your job. You're supposed to sell the clothes because a woman is supposed to imagine, a woman, man, whoever is supposed to imagine themselves in that outfit. So they're replacing your face anyway. So it's not really about your hair, but they wanted to give you something to make you stand out amongst everybody else so that you can get booked. Hello, they're trying to help you here. However, I do understand, you know, with you saying that from here on out, I have to be a box redhead. I won't be able to go back to my natural hair color. And that was important. I wish you would have stood up for yourself and said no. And just said, no, you're not doing that to my hair. I don't want my hair to be touched like that. Of course it would be problematic, but you're saying you're giving limits to what you will do. And that is what I wish that you would have said, because you, as a model, you really can't have control over those some things, but you can demand how people treat you, and you can say what you will and will not do. You might not get that job, but that's fine. You said no to something that you felt would harm you. Oh, also, what I do love is when you were having your breakdown, you were talking about your hair, then you turned around. Hi, Cherish, who are you? Mid-breakdown, you stayed professional. So I really, really appreciated that. But honey, if you want to be a model, you have to know your position. You have to know what you play, your role that you play in this industry. And as a model, again, you're just a hanger. You know, so you have, not just, I don't want to say it like that, but that is the role that you play. Like, for instance, my most notable role today is as a prisoner. I play the prisoner on Adam Ruins Everything. Shout out, shameless plug. But anyway, my first big TV role was on TV as a prisoner. I had no makeup. I wore this ill-fitted prison outfit that had me looking 3 times bigger than I already am. I'd already packed on some pounds from my last scene that I did on TV. So I was already feeling like self-conscious about that. Then I put on something that made me look even bigger. And I'm on national TV filming with an HD camera with no makeup. I had a couple close-ups. And you know, of course, that's not how I want to look to the world. You know, if it was Nikki, I would have glitter all over my eyes. You know what I mean? I would have, you know, that double chin slim tape that people like to do. Listen, I would do that. I would have my waist cincher in, you know, my Spanx on fleek. You know, I would have all of that together. Maybe a couple pieces in the back because my natural hair was acting up in that humid gel cell that I was filming in. I probably would have looked a totally different way. But I'm an actor. I was playing a part. I signed up to play Kendra, who's a prisoner. Because as an actress, that's my job. I engulfed myself in that character. I became that character. Nikki would never go on national TV without any makeup or glitter. Do you know how hard that was for me? But I was playing a role. And that's my job as an actor. So that, you know, so as a model, that is your job as well. You are playing a role. You are taking something on. If the shoot calls for this day that you are going to be a rich housewife going in on the jet while holding a Gucci bag and you have to serve it, that is your job. If the next thing you're playing some grunge chick, you know, for, you know, some independent label, you have to, some independent clothing line, then you're playing that, then you're grungy. You probably have on minimal makeup and a ridiculous cat eye that you probably wouldn't wear, but that's the role you're playing. You're playing grunge chick. If you're playing a Gucci, not Gucci, what's the one? Guest model. You probably gonna have to wear a push-up bra, a big little faux bump, and a cat eye out to here. That is the role that you're playing. That is for that shoot. So you have to be okay with that. But I respect your limits. I wish you would have stood up for yourself and said no instead of cried. I wish you would have been like, I don't want my hair to be touched. I wish you would have done that. But again, you guys are really young. And this is why Hollywood likes to get you young, because you are easily you're easily manipulated. And I feel bad for you. Sorry, girl. But that's the modeling world. It's not bad. It's not, I don't want to scare people from it, but this is what you sign up for. So you have to relinquish some things about yourself. And that's one thing, how you look. You got to get out of it, and you have to become that person for that shoot if you're comfortable with it. So then Taj is having a full-on breakdown about looking boyish because they want to give her a fade. That's what she's a box cut or whatever. And I'm like, girl, I could understand if you had even my length of hair, because I would be, I'd feel some way if somebody we want to cut this into a box. I would be like, hell to the no. You know how long it took me to get these gorgeous black tresses? No. But you had this much hair, and they were just taking a little bit off the side. You were not going to, you know what? I'm not even going to say that, because I was going to say you were not going to look boyish. You and your sister have a boyish look. Your sister is not the only androgynous model in the family. You are as well. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have strong features. And I hate how some features are oh, if you have a high cheekbone, that's a girly feature. There are men with high cheekbones. I just hate how we are, the gender, I don't want to say gender, I'm using that wrong, but I just hate how certain things are allotted to gender. Certain physical, facial features are allotted to gender. It's just weird, because some people have some things that may seem more effeminate, but I don't feel like that's just allotted to women. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but I just hate that a certain look makes you, masculine, or a certain look makes you feminine. Like if a guy wears pink, oh, it's effeminate. It's a color! So that just really bothered me. But I will say this, if you're going to speak about it in that context, you both look androgynous, and that's fine. It doesn't take anything away from you. It doesn't mean that you're not a woman because you have a short haircut. It doesn't mean that you can't wear a skirt because you have a short haircut. I feel like there was something deeper there going on. So I don't know. Maybe it's something that you got to search for, because for you to have a meltdown about your sides being taken off when you have this much hair, not this much hair, this much hair, something is going on there. That monologue that you said to yourself, I am girly, I will remain girly, I wear skirts. What? Where did you guys grow up, man? Woo! You and your sister are a special bunch. Good TV. Good TV. Oh, and when you turned around and crazy Courtney was standing there just staring at you, I was like, oh, don't go to sleep around Courtney. She'll cut you up and feed you to your relatives.